Hey everybody!
I'm really, really excited about today because we finally get to announce that it is the time of the year for the second round of OtakuAthon.
Yes, it is.
In case you didn't know, OtakuAthon is something that my friend Kristen of Super Space Chick and I came up with in March, I want to say, because we decided that we wanted to just spend an entire weekend indulging in our love for anime and manga and apparently video games and anime soundtracks, because that's life. It was really, really fun, and so many of you joined us, and we are so thankful for that. The enthusiasm was sincerely overwhelming, and it was so great. Plus, just like screaming about anime is my favorite thing, so you know, it was a good time. Oh, and manga, obviously. Anyway, so today I am here to tell you that the second round of OtakuAthon is happening from June 7 to June 10. June 7 is a Friday, June 10 is a Monday. Again, it's going to be a 4-day thing, and you are free to read as much manga, watch as much anime, this time even play video games, like Japanese video games.
JRPGs especially, very much welcome.
As much as you want, or as little as you want. It's all up to you. We like to keep things a bit casual. But today, aside from telling you when it's happening, we're also going to talk about our OtakuAthon TBRs. I will link to the last one that we did for this, just if you guys want, you know, recommendations, ideas for things. I did not complete my last OtakuAthon TBR. I don't think Maki did either, but we did do a lot.
Yeah, but there was a lot though, and that's the joy of this thing, is that you can have a plan, but then the plan is just to binge, and so if you binged anyway, you did it. I hope you had fun doing it. That's kind of the two things, is that you did it and you had fun. And that's kind of the point.
We're actually keeping the same prompts as last time for OtakuAthon. They will all be in the description box below. Today we're going to talk about what we picked to do them. So the first prompt is your most recently acquired manga. So for me, that's easy. The last time I went to Kinokuniya with my friends, Kristen, obviously, and Rachel from Hello Chelly, I picked up a copy of the complete manga collection of I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. Yes, I am aware this title is a little like jarring when you get to it.
It's a little strange.
But the entire story is about a girl named Sakura, and she's actually dying from this really terrible pancreatic disease. And her classmate actually ends up finding out that this is the case because he finds her diary. And because she finally knows that there's someone who knows about what she's going through, she ends up befriending him, and then they start forming a relationship.
It's already going to be so painful.
Sad.
Like,
I expect it to be sad, but I also love the pain that manga or anime can bring me sometimes, so.
And let's get real. I'm probably not even going to be waiting for OtakuAthon before I steal this off the shelf really and start reading it already, because it is sort of my general.
It's also very pretty
genre. It's gorgeous. Yeah. It's such a gorgeous cover.
All these cherry blossoms.
My most recent acquisition is actually a box set of His and Her Circumstances. It's the anime version of the manga that centers around a girl who at school lives the perfect life. She's class representative. I don't know if she's class
she's kind of.
They're thereabouts. You know, she's popular. She's smart. She's intelligent. She wears like her hair beautifully.
Model student.
At home, she's basically garbage, and you know she's like in.
Kidding, I was not a model student.
And neither was I. But like what you see is pretty much what you get. And she's like in sweats. Her hair is always up, and she has glasses. She's eating and you know, but school she has a rival. For grades, for publicity, all that stuff. And the dude actually stumbles upon her deep, dark, terrible secret that she's actually not all of that, and that's sort of where the story progresses. And it's old, it's juicy, it's just high school
shenanigans.
Yeah.
It's also hate to love.
It's hate to love, and because now he knows her secret, and he doesn't really change anything about how he treats her at school. So it's all, the competition's all in her head, I think.
Yes,
and
actually.
I dig that. And so this was a relic of my high school days. I did not finish it then. I will try to finish it now.
Probably gonna end up watching it alongside him. So the second prompt is to catch up on a series that you're behind on. This one was an easy one for me. I have to read all of the manga that I still have for Yona of the Dawn. This is volume 1. There's going to be 18 volumes by the time OtakuAthon hits. Essentially because I've watched the anime, which is only 1 season, which I'm still bitter about.
Everyone's bitter.
Very bitter.
They're just like,
and that goes all the way up until volume 8.
Coffee grounds.
That means I still have at least 10, 11 volumes to tackle. Which, to be fair, since I was able to finish Genbu Kaiden the last time, and that's 12 volumes, I am pretty sure I can manage this if I concentrate hard enough.
Easy.
So we'll see. We've talked about Yona of the Dawn before, but essentially it is about a girl named Yona. She is the princess of a kingdom, but one night her father is assassinated, and her, well, someone takes over the throne, and she is forced to flee her kingdom, and the only way for her to get it back is to call on the dragons, the prophesied dragons, really.
To sort of help her and reinstall her onto the throne.
The only ally she has, aside from the dragons, is her captain of the guard. So
who has been her childhood friend.
Love him. Anyway, I cannot wait to continue this. I know Kristen and Rachel have both continued on with the manga, and good time.
I'm staying away from that until it's complete because I just need to read everything and I cannot afford to be like cliff hung ever again. Well, not ever again, but you know, yes, tis a verb. I do need to catch up on FMA and Full Metal Alchemist and Psycho Pass.
Well, Psycho Pass were so far.
Yeah, but they were interesting, and so Psycho Pass is set in a dystopic future where people have a psychopath sort of rating. I don't even know if I'm saying that right.
It's like
it'll basically tell, like, sensors are able to tell if you're like on a
potential to be a criminal or
not based on your frame of mind. And the people who sort of catch these guys were sort of criminals themselves who do go over the rating every so often. So it's loose cannons being set loose to fight loose cannons, basically, in a society that is incredibly
it's really dark,
oppressive. And then on the flip side, Full Metal Alchemist is set in fictional European-esque kind of.
It's also it's science fiction, but
area.
also fantasy. Like it's a little both.
Yeah, a little both science fiction and fantasy. Where there are people who are alchemists who can manipulate. I want to say the forces of nature.
Yes. Who
uncover a terrible, terrible conspiracy that involves alchemy that uses human essences and sacrifices to, you know, gain power, and for them to uncover that this conspiracy goes up to the highest levels of government
and
military. It's an interesting story between two brothers who in their exploration of alchemy did terrible things that are on a road to atonement, being embroiled in this kind of almost national disaster waiting to happen. And so it's great how it's suddenly very political and very Civil War-ish, but at the end of the day it's about two boys who just want to undo the terrible things that they've done in their life. So I think that's great.
So good. 27 episodes.
27
episodes. A brotherhood. I should clarify.
That's
because we are not watching the original. We actually have been watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood on the recommendation of one of our friends, I want to say.
Yep.
Or Mackie's research. I don't know which one it was.
Either way, a lot of people have been saying, you should watch Full Metal. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, so we're enjoying it. It's just hard for me to watch sometimes because it's so heavy.
It is, though.
Okay, so the next one is an adaptation of a manga or an anime you loved, which, funnily enough, guess what I picked?
Great
Full Metal
segue.
Alchemist. Brother, this is the first volume of the newly repackaged Full Metal editions, and each one of these features a character on the cover. They're also hardbound. They're very good. I'm so excited to revisit this story in a different medium. I find it interesting. Like, I know some people don't want to do that. Like, if they've already seen an anime, they kind of are just like, I don't really need to see the manga, or vice versa. For me, like, I find it so interesting because it's a different medium, and there are different things you can pick up from the different medium. Like, Fruits Basket, for example, is one where I watched the manga first, but now I'm watching the anime. And even though I know everything that's going to happen, it's still so good because the detail is so interesting. The animation makes it different, so I'm very excited to get to this. This is one of the brothers, by the way, Edward Elric.
Right. No, and you notice that there's layers of otaku-ness. Where, yeah, you know, where you really want to see the story that you love so much expressed into different media, right? Mm-hmm. Because the flavor does change, and there is the thing. And so, and I know this from waiting every week for like Naruto back in the day, and actually watching the frigging episode, and you go back and forth, and it's just so good. Anyway,
I'm living that life.
Yeah,
what's yours?
True. Oh, mine happens to be again back a relic of my, I want to say, college and high school days, was an anime called Kodomo no Omocha, which roughly translates into child's toy. It's about a child star named Sana who basically stars in a TV show in Japan called Child's Toy. And she's never stops talking. Quite literally, I feel like whoever they hired to do this person, so whoever hired they to do the voice, I don't know what they feed her, but she just keeps going. She never stops. The humor is kind of insane, and it centers around Sana's kind of grade school life, being a child star, and then dealing with a school bully named Akito Hayama, and she's a rich kid. Obviously, her mom is a famous writer with a squirrel living on top of her head.
Eccentric writer.
A famous eccentric with a squirrel living on top of her head. And that's it. Like that.
That's all you need to know about.
What I love about Japanese anime and manga is that nobody explains anything to you,
and it's fine.
And you just take it. You just take that her mom travels around in a tiny little car. And if you don't want to, then fine, flip the channel. But this is the complete manga series. I'm pretty sure that the anime did not complete.
No, I believe it ends a little earlier.
So this
from
this
what
is
you told me.
exact. So this is the full story. This is a babbit. It's a rabbit that's also a bat, and it does nothing. It's just there. It's just there.
It's Japanese. It's
Japanese
don't need
anime.
explanation.
So and I love that about the genre. So I am finally going to be able to finish that, which I never did back in college and high school.
Okay, number 4. It's funny because Maki actually has already given you so many options for this because he's revisiting stuff. So number 4 is actually revisit an old favorite, and for me, easy call. Fushigi Yugi by Yu Watase, because I am a sucker for pain.
Oh god, are we
apparently.
going back? Oh no.
I have no idea how many times I have revisited this anime. I've never actually read it in manga form, so I think that would be an interesting experience. Again, it's because of something that I personally like to do, but also like I just love this story so much. I don't think I'm prepared to go back into Genbo Kaiden yet because yeah, let's not.
Well, whether she likes it or not, there's going to be allusions to the Genbun no Miko
allusions.
in
I just don't have to go through it again. This I've been through enough times that I'm well equipped to deal with the emotional upheaval.
Yeah, we've had years to mourn, I think.
That, on the other hand, has been only like months for me. So like I'm not ready.
Way too soon.
Not ready.
I, on the other hand, I'm patiently waiting for the Byakko.
So, that's my pick for that.
For the Byakko Senki. Anyway, it's not an old favorite, but it is definitely a favorite now. And if there was anything I was going to revisit, like that I finished, it would have to be The God's Lie by Kari Ozaki.
I remember that one.
It's just one magical season where this young boy ends up living sort of with this young girl at her house for random kind of reasons, and sort of a friendship develops and something terrible is unearthed. It's a great drama. I mean, it's a story about found families in that sense, and for that very brief, coming of age type of genre, it's very nice and so good. And the fact that they're kind of holding hands and this cover is super spoilery-ish, but also murders me where I stand. So I'm gonna read that again and die.
You do really like
promptly.
To be murdered where you stand,
I
don't
do.
you?
It's the only way I want to experience anything.
Number 5 is to start a new series, and I'm finally gonna read
The
Chobits,
Persicoms,
which is done by Clamp.
Like I said in the other video, I am high-level Clamp trash.
But this is not one of the stories that Maki was the one who recommended
Interestingly
to me, because
enough,
Kristen is the one who told me to read this one.
I actually did start Chobits like back in the day. I just didn't have a chance to sort of dig into it, so I put it on the pile of Clamp things that I have yet to do, like RG Veda and XXHolic, and then Chobits.
So Chobits is about Hideki. He's a college student, and one day in an alley he finds a discarded Persicom, who are basically personal computers who are supposed to serve as assistants and stuff like that.
And they're in the shape of human girls.
The thing is, he doesn't actually realize that this Persicom is going to require him to teach them how to survive in everyday life, do everyday tasks and all of that.
Sort
and
of
then
program them basically.
The entire question of the story, and at least in this first volume, is going to revolve around whether that Persicom is the kind that is called a Chobits, who can develop free will and feelings. So
AI versus non-AI.
Very sci-fi, which I rarely do read or watch, really. So that should be an interesting reading experience for me.
Cool. My new series to watch is, and we have sort of watched it already.
I really want to link you guys. I'm going to try and link you in the description tab to my favorite GIF of all time, because it is literally me. There it is. That is me summed up in a nutshell. Both the person holding the umbrella and the person
stepping into the garbage can. Pretty much trash for a lot of things, and every time Alexa and I just sort of exchange messages after a long rant or just all caps and random screaming, she'll send that
so he knows that I'm actually acting like trash, and we're staying there, and I'm like, so am I. But anyway, that's from the
apparently we found the show that clip comes from, and it's apparently Norigami, where it's about local, I want to say god,
yes, a local minor god
who kind of requests prayers and wants to be, have money offered to him for prayer requests and what have you. His path crosses over with a girl who thinks he's a regular human being and tries to save him from like a bus hitting him, but the girl actually ends up getting hit by the bus. it's still unknown after the first episode if she saves her life, but that triggers a thing where she manages to dislodge her soul from her body.
Exactly.
And helps him.
Not completely.
Like, she doesn't die, but like her body is left behind and whatever, and so she helps him do stuff,
which is so like,
and build his followers, and he will have many worshippers one day. It's crazy. And so we actually, to be honest, we're just waiting till we find the scene.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna scream when that gift comes out. I'll just be like, that's it. That's my life.
And that is the new series that we want to start.
So the next one is number 6, which is recommended to you. For me, I am finally going to start watching the My Love Story anime because Kristen really wants me to do it. She's been telling me to do it for like almost half a year, probably a whole year at this point. It is basically a very, very cute shoujo love story with 2 unexpected people falling in love. So I'm here for it.
Lovely.
I'm shoujo trash, really. Like, I watch a lot of shonen too, but shoujo is where my heart is.
Which makes complete sense, because if you look at all of the like the chick lit and all of the contemporary romance stuff, I mean, shoujo is just a beautiful, beautiful.
Yes, but they put magic sometimes, and it's great.
Even better. The new thing that was recommended to me by Crunchyroll is Demon Slayer: Kimetsu no Yaiba. Demon Slayer is basically, he's a kid who goes home and finds that his entire family is murdered by demons, so I'm expecting a lot of blood and gore here.
Oh yes, you told me about
which might have been super cool with me, like, back when I was younger, but now I'm just like, what's the story now? But his sister also sort of turns into a demon as she survives the onslaught. Now it's up to them to sort of, like, figure stuff out. So I'm hoping it's not super violent, and not because I'm against that kind of thing, but it's not me anymore. Like, back in the day, it's like, oh, that's so gory and edgy. Now I'm just like, yeah, it's gross. So I'm hoping it's not one of those things, but if it is, fine. I mean, I've watched terrible things in the past, so this is okay, I guess. But maybe there's a good story in there.
Number 7 is to read another series by an author who you've read before. So in my last OtakuAthon vlog, I'm pretty sure I read something by this author. I just can't remember what it's called right now. I think, Demon Prince of Momochi House. That was what it was. So I'm actually going to start her other series, the one I own. It's Kiss of the Rose Princess, story and art by Aya Shoto. This one essentially is about a girl named Anise. She's been told that if she ever takes off the rose choker that she wears, she's going to be punished terribly. Like, she just can't do it. But she loses the choker, like, early on in the story. Of course. But a bat-like being falls from the sky to help her out.
Sorry, in my head that was Robert Pattinson.
So this bat-like being is named Ninufa. I was trying to remember what it was named. Ninufa. And he gives her 4 cards. They represent 4 knights whom she can summon with a kiss.
Ooh.
So shenanigans, obviously.
Who does she... Anyway.
I don't know. I haven't read it yet, so I can't tell you. But I'm very, very intrigued, so yeah. I'm gonna check this out.
Once again, in reference to my being high-level clam trash. And because I did not do OtakuAthon as well as I would like, because I was traveling at the time, I am going to do Tsubasa Chronicles once again.
I know. I was actually thinking about finishing the anime for that, too.
Because the anime I just sort of can't connect as well as I would have hoped or liked.
I think
so maybe I would be doing better with sort of the manga. So
and we have the whole thing.
And everything's there. So it's finished. It's done. It features some of my favorite characters pretty much almost ever.
Won't be cliff-hung.
And I will not be cliff-hung anytime. Well, we don't know, right?
Well, neither of us has finished it, so...
That's... anyway.
So the possibilities still exist.
The possibilities
still exist. And the very, very last one is pretty much a freebie. It's just your genre of choice. And like I was saying, shoujo all the way. And my plan is to convince Mackie that we're going to watch the last 7 episodes of Snow White with the Red Hair that we have not watched yet.
Because, Snow White with the Red Hair, okay, yes.
Here's the thing. I started Snow White with the Red Hair while he was on his trip, actually. I started it during the last OtakuAthon, and I actually really enjoyed it right from the beginning because the main group of characters is pretty much great. And then I was like, you know what, let's rewatch this. So I started watching it with Mackie, and like, inadvertently, even though he didn't want to start watching it with me, he has now ended up watching every single episode with me, basically. Yeah. And before we knew it, we didn't even realize we had gotten to season 2 until I was like, let me just look up how many more episodes we've got. 7. I was like, 7? We're
like in season 2. It's so strange.
It's terrible.
And it's not my go-to anymore. Like, again, in my younger years and when I had more time, it would have been better to sort of, I would have like dove into it. But now it's just like, gee, I only have so much time. What do I do? And then I'm watching this thing, and it's about a girl who she's an herbalist. And that's what I love about the story is that it's a coming-of-age tale, but for kind of young adults.
Yes.
That sort of age. And she's an herbalist.
She's an herbalist.
She's
she
an accomplished
loves being an herbalist too. Like, it's not something like she's just like.
But then when like the prince of her kind of kingdom targets her for her beautiful golden
red hair.
Sorry, for her beautiful red hair, golden red, for her beautiful red hair.
To be his concubine.
To be his concubine.
Not to marry her. To be his concubine.
She literally gets snips her hair, leaves it at the windowsill of her herbalist shop, and ups and escapes and leaves. Goes to another town, meets somebody very important there, and then things spiral moving forward. And this is about a girl finding her place in the world and finding love in the most unexpected and almost impossible places. And it's every single trope that makes you love shoujo in the first place in a fantasy setting.
And they
fantasy medieval setting, sorry.
Yes.
So less
No, less magical.
Definitely less magical. There's barely any magic, if any. No, there's no magic at all. Like
no.
And to me, that's interesting. It's like to have a kind of a love story set in kind of like a fictional medieval kind of kingdom.
Plus, Shirayuki herself, who is the main character, she's just really great. She's like one of those shoujo heroines you can really get behind because she doesn't wait for people to do things. She's just like, I'm going to decide this, and this is what I'm going to do for myself. So, like, she decides to pursue a certain career path.
And nothing she does, and nothing that is done for... She doesn't
expect people to do...
Yeah, she does everything that she needs to do, and nothing that is done for her or with her subverts whatever good that she's done.
Exactly.
And I think that's very refreshing. That,
it's so nice.
That it doesn't really hammer the whole, I'm a princess, but I'm independent. It doesn't hammer that point home. It's just... this is my path, that's your path. If it converges, it's great. And it's not heavy-handed there, which is
so good.
You know, and the times when you need heavy-handed, this is not the time, and this is definitely the anime for you.
Anyway, that would be my pick for genre of choice. We're gonna move on now before I keep going.
I kind of don't have any genre of choice at this point in time because it's really just like if it's a good story that I like, sure. Mm-hmm. And my genres are very well. There's the general me and my friends save the world kind of deal, but that's very broad, right? I mean, is it me and my friends from school? Is it me and my friends from work? Is it me and my friends that I just found? Is it my family who just happen to be my friends as well? So outside of that, it's really just more about okay, Psychopath is interesting. Let's try to finish that. I just really want
Full Metal.
FMA. Yeah, I just really want to start a good story and finish one. So we'll see where we go from there.
That is our OtakuAthon TBR/watch list.
Come on,
and obviously the announcement for round 2. We hope you guys will be joining all of us, me, Kristen, Mackie, possibly Andrew, for OtakuAthon round 2. As I did the last time, I will vlog it. I doubt I'll get much reading done on Friday like I did the last time. The only thing I did the Friday of OtakuAthon was go out to dinner with Mackie. We ate Japanese food because why wouldn't we? And I listened to anime soundtracks all day and it was amazing. It was my new favorite thing ever.
That's great.
So yeah, very excited. It's going to be so much fun. We hope you guys will join us. Remember to use the hashtag when you're posting on Instagram or Twitter so that we see it. And we can, comment, like, scream at you if we share fandom. I mean, I did it a lot the last time, as I'm sure many people who joined in can attest to. Hope you join us, and we will see you guys with a new video on Friday. Bye!